Ram Ram, Sitaram, Namaste, Happy Diwali to the Hindu community and to everyone that's celebrating. Welcome back to Anna's Kitchen. Come join me today and spend the day with me as I make some of our traditional sweetmeats and delicious food. All right, so come with me, join me in the kitchen. We're gonna be spending the day making some delicious stuff and spending with my mom here also. So let's get started with our parasad. So flour parasad is my favorite personally. You can make this also with cream of wheat, but I prefer the flour version. So for my ingredients here, I have whole milk. I'm using some half and half. You can use the full half and half also, but I have the fat-free one, which I'm going to be using today. I have flour, sugar, granulated white sugar. I have some condensed milk, pureed ginger. So this brand of ghee, the cow brand ghee, my mom used to always use this. So this is a 1 pound container of cow brand ghee. I have some slivered almonds and raisins that I'm going to add into the parasad also. I have some ground elaichi. I have a cinnamon stick here, and I have a couple of the whole star anise, which gives it a lovely licorice flavor for the milk mixture. When I patch the flour in the ghee, I'm going to add this in. So stay with me. I'm going to put the milk now to steep, which again is the milk half and half, some of the ginger, the condensed milk, sugar, and all of the spices here is going to go into my pot. That's going to be the milk mixture for my parasad. So in my pot I have my ghee, which is now melting, and when this clarified butter becomes all liquid, I'm going to start patching the flour. So I have my flour here. I have my milk mixture, which is on very low. You don't need this to come to a boil. So it's on very low. It just needs to be warm. And I'm going to add it in as soon as the ghee melts and the flour is patched. I don't like my parasad very brown also. So as soon as the ghee melts, I'm going to start patching this flour. So the ghee is all melted. We're going to start going in with the flour. You just has to patch to however brown you like it. I personally do not like my parasad to be very brown. I'm using my dabbler. Mix. Make sure all the flour is all incorporated well. Usually 2 people would be doing this, one to throw in the pag water and one to patch the flour. And I have this on a low to medium heat. I'm going to cook out again the rawness of the flour. And I always keep a little, a little bit of the ghee just to put on the top of the parasad sometime if it's necessary to do so. You patch the flour until you see the oil comes up to the top of the flour, so you know that it's cooked. So this has a couple more minutes, and then we'll start adding in the milk mixture. After patching the flour here for about 6 to 7 minutes, this looks good. We're going to start with the liquid going in with the milk mixture. And I'm adding a little at a time. And this is the flour mixture is going to absorb all of the milk. And when it absorbs, you add a little again. See how nicely the parasad is becoming. It's time to take its shape. Sorry. We're going to go back now with some more of the milk mixture, Again, you do not need this milk to boil. Just keep it on a warm flame. And last, we'll add in the raisins. You can add cherries also in here if you like. You can add nuts, as I'm adding some slivered almonds in. My family likes the slivered almonds in parasad or in vermicelli, for instance, sawine. So that I'll be doing. Alright, I'm gonna continue adding the rest of the milk. And when it evaporates, I'll show you guys when I add in the raisin and the slivered almonds. It just looks really good. It smells so good. So now I'm gonna go in with some raisins as well as my slivered almonds. And again, this is optional. My family likes the raisins and the slivered almonds especially, I should say. I like the raisins. And there you have it. That's our flour parasad. Alright, so next I am going to also make some korma as well as some gulab jamun. So stay tuned to see how those other treats come together also. So this is my finished parasad, and this is the color that I like. I do not like my parasad to be very brown. I have the beautiful golden raisin and some slivered almonds in here. So we're gonna enjoy this. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. And again, guys, I learned to cook old school where I don't have a measurement down to the T. But this is a very basic flour parasad recipe. And all of the ingredients again is in this video. Alright, so next I'm going to make some korma. I have some flour here, some powdered milk, a little condensed milk here. I have some cold butter I cubed into little pieces. So here I have some grated nutmeg, some elaichi, a little ground cinnamon, and some ginger. And I'm going to knead this mixture here with some water. And it doesn't have to be, you don't want it to be too soft nor too hard. And with this mixture, you'll roughly get 2 loaves to make maybe like 100 korma I'll get from this. So stay with me and see how this korma comes together. Here's the korma flour. I have it sitting here for a few minutes. Meanwhile, let's get started with the gulab jamun mix also. I have flour, powdered milk again, some ghee, some condensed milk, some cold butter. I have a little coconut flake, some elaichi, some ground ginger, a little aniseed, and a little baking powder. So I'm going to incorporate all of these also, knead it into the dough, and I'm going to start frying the korma first, then we'll do the gulab jamun. I'll make the packed water and show you guys how this comes together also. Here's our gulab jamun mixture. I'm going to let it sit for a little while. Meanwhile, I have some vegetable oil on a medium heat here. It's hotting, and I'm also going to start now with the korma. So I have 2 loaves of the flour. I'm going to roll them out, and I'm going to use my pizza cutter. And I'm going to cut the korma into pieces, fry them, and I'm going to make the packed water shortly also. So when it comes out of the frying process and it cools down, we're going to do the sugar coating on the korma. Okay, so I rolled out 1 of the loaves for the korma. And again, you know, it's very rustic, guys. It's homemade. It doesn't have to be perfect. So all the little ends and stuff like this, they're gonna fry up and crisp up. I have 1 more loaf there. The oil is still hotting up, so I'm going to put it to fry shortly. Right, one side of the korma is finished frying. The second side is frying here now. And I just put on the pag. So the pag water to coat the korma is 1 cup of sugar to a 1/4 cup of water. And I'm going to stir this until it gets like a thread-like consistency. And then I'm going to coat our korma with the sugar syrup, with the pag water. Alright, so the korma is finished frying. And now I'm going to go in and add our pag. So you want to coat all over with the syrup. And then you start mixing. Make sure it's coated thoroughly. And the syrup, the sugar is going to start to crystallize. Alright, I'm going to continue turning up the korma and I'll show you guys how it looks when it hardens, the sugar crystallizes. And after mixing for several minutes, this is how your korma should look. So it's nicely coated, it's crunchy. See? This is how it should look. You hear me tasting, it's very crunchy and delicious. Okay, so next I'm going to start with the gulab jamun. Okay, so we're going to start now with our gulab jamun or fat korma. So I broke off a little piece of the dough. You're going to squeeze it in your hand. Actually, this is a little too big. Let me take off some. Okay, so you're squeezing it in your hand and make it to an oblong shape. I have my oil on a medium heat. I'll lower it to medium to low heat. You want to fry these because you don't want it to just get brown on the outside and not cook inside. Okay, this is how this should look. Pinch off another piece, and again squeeze. Okay, that's how this should look. Okay, I'm going to continue rolling out these while the oil hot, and I'm going to start frying them shortly. Alright, the first set of the gulab jamun or fat korma is finished here. I put it in the same pan that I coated the korma to coat it again now with the packed water. I have the second set that's cooking up here, frying, and I just put on the packed water. A cup of sugar with a 1/4 cup of water I have simmering here until it gets like the thread-like consistency. Then we're gonna coat all of the gulab jamun, and I like to put a little bit of powdered milk on my gulab jamun. So I'll show you guys after I coat it with the sugar mix. I'm going to dust it with a little bit of full cream milk powder. Here is our beautiful fat korma or gulab jamun as we call it in Trinidad. I'm going to go in now with the pack all over it. Same thing as before with the korma. And I'm going to turn this here now. I'm going to turn it up for a bit until the sugar crystallizes, and again I'm going to add a little powdered full cream milk onto this. All right, so I'm going to start coating this, turning it up, and I'll show you guys how it looks when it comes together here with the syrup as well as the powdered milk. All right, and these are our finished fat korma or gulab jamun. I let the sugar caramelize on the gulab jamun, and then I added also a little bit of my full cream powder milk. Okay. And that's optional, you don't have to do so, but it gives it a really nice flavor. So yeah, these are the finished products. Now I am going to make an attempt to make barfi. I have never made barfi before. So this is my niece's, Liana's recipe. She gave me this link to this recipe, and I'm gonna be making this barfi here now. So now I have the measurement for it. This is 5 cups of powder milk. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of elaichi. I have 2 tablespoons of ghee, 2 tablespoons of the Nestle creamer, and I have a 1/4 cup of pureed ginger. So I'm gonna incorporate all of these ingredients here and get it to a crumb-like consistency. Pass it through the sieve as usual, or like the little strainer. Get it to the milk powder consistency and add the pag. And the pag water for this barfi, this recipe, it's 1.5 cups of sugar to 1/2 cup of water. Okay, so wish me luck. It's the first time I'm making barfi here. So I just finished passing the powder milk through the sieve, and it came out nice and light. I have my pag water that I'm making here to add into the powder mix, and I'm going to be doing half with the sprinkles and half with pistachio. So I'm going to chop up some of this pistachio, and I'm going to set this mixture with the pag water into my Pyrex dish. Alright, so far looks like barfi, smells like barfi. So now I have the barfi set in my Pyrex bowl here, and I'm gonna average and do half with pistachio and half with the sprinkles. So I have my chopped up pistachio here, and my sprinkles. So I'm gonna go in and start garnishing half again with pistachio and half with the sprinkles. And there you have it, guys. Half of the barfi is with the little traditional sprinkles and half is with pistachio chopped nuts. So thank you again to my niece Liana. Thank you so much for the recipe, my dear. So far it has come out to perfection. I'm gonna let it sit and set for maybe 15 more minutes because it has already set, and I'm gonna use my pizza cutter and cut it into little pieces, and I'm gonna make a beautiful little platter with it. Here's our barfi. It came out pretty good for first time trying it. So we have the pistachio and the regular traditional sprinkles. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me make our parasad, our korma, the fat korma, the gulab jamun, as we call it in Trinidad, and the barfi. Alright, so that's it for our desserts. But stay tuned, we still have some more food and other dishes that I'll be throwing down here in my kitchen. So now that I have finished with the sweets, let's go on to our savory dishes. So I am going to make some chana and aloo, or chana and potato, curry chana and potato or aloo. I am making some chunks, soya chunks, and I am going to make a tikka masala paneer. This is not traditional with us in Trinidad, but my kids and my family like the paneer, so I'm going to make that also. I am going to make some dal puri. I have some flour resting here that I needed earlier. And I made a Pyrex of rice already for whoever wants rice. I have my chopped up seasoning mix, which consists of bandania, chive, pimento peppers, garlic, onions, and I'm going to season up all of the 3 dishes, the 3 main entrees that I'm going to be cooking. I'm going to season it up and add salt, pepper, and so forth. For the paneer, I'm making a tikka masala paneer. So this requires chopped tomatoes, some red onions. I'm going to saute some peppers with the tomatoes, and then I'm going to blend it with some heavy cream and a little garam masala and make a paste. I'm going to marinate the paneer with some yogurt. This is the yogurt I have here, and salt and pepper. And after 20 minutes, I'm going to cook it on the stovetop for just until it gets a little brown, and I'll cook it back with some onions and whatever, and add in the pureed tomato mixed with the peppers. All right, so thank you again for joining us, and stay with us and enjoy all of these delicious meals that's coming together here. I have the paneer marinating with a little salt, black pepper, the yogurt, and that's gonna sit for like 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna saute in my onions, peppers, and tomatoes, and this is gonna go in for the paste. When this is cooked down, I'm gonna put it in my blender and make a puree. Add the peppers. I'll season this mixture here also, the peppers, onions, and the tomatoes with a little salt. I'm going to blend it again, and I'm going to cook off the paneer in my pan and then add the sauce and add a little heavy cream. This is going to go a little heavy cream, and I'm going to garnish it with a little fresh chopped parsley. Okay, so meanwhile this is going to saute here for like 2 minutes. I'm going to add the tomatoes and let it cook down. And then I'm going to puree. This is what I'm looking for here. The tomatoes, the peppers, the onions, everything have cooked down. It's really nice. And this is the consistency I'm looking for. I'm going to shut this off. Let it cool for, but then I'm going to puree this in the blender, and it's going to make a beautiful paste to go back with the paneer. I have seasoned up my soya chunks, and I forgot to mention before, I cook the soya chunks in coconut milk. So both these dishes I seasoned up also the chana and potato, and this is dry chana that I soaked overnight, the grains. So I'm gonna curry both these dishes, and the chunks is gonna be cooked again in coconut milk. Our mixture of the tomatoes and peppers and stuff is in my blender. Let's puree now. Also afterwards, and adding the paneer back into this mixture. So in the same pot that I sauteed the peppers, tomatoes, and onions and stuff, I did not wash it out. I'm going to now go in with the paneer, add a little olive oil and a little bit of my green seasoning mix at the top. And let's go in now. So this is going to get nice and brown, and this is the paste that I made from the pureed tomatoes and stuff. I'm going to add in a little masala, a little bit of zira. After this, the browning first method here, which I'm doing, and then we're going to add in the sauce. Meanwhile, someone came home.
Sit around, sit around.
You got your sweets?
Yes, thank you so much.
All right.
We're gonna enjoy.
You guys enjoy?
Store.
Yeah. Wish everybody a happy Diwali for us from the store.
It smells and looks good in here.
Yeah. So you're gonna come back for lunch?
Absolutely.
All right. Great.
I'll be right here.
All right. Yes. His little spot. That's his yeah. That's his little seat right there.
You ain't gotta keep this whole bowl away. So I only eat one thing. All right.
All right. Bye. So I added in a little masala and a little bit of the ground jeera. I'm gonna add in now sauce, and this is gonna cook for maybe 5 more minutes when I add in the sauce. So in goes the puree. I'll use my spatula and take all the rest from the bowl. And I'll add just a little heavy cream into this, and I'm going to garnish with some fresh chopped parsley. So this has maybe just 5 more minutes to cook because the paneer is pretty soft. And next I'm going to start with the chana and aloo, or chana and potato, and the soya chunks. So finished paneer, I just emptied it out into my dish and I drizzle a little bit of the heavy cream to the top. I'm gonna just garnish it now with a little green parsley, fresh chopped parsley, and this is ready to be served. This is delicious with naan also. Today I'm making some dal puri to go with all of my main entrees. So one dish down, I have a couple more to go. I'm gonna start now with the chana and aloo as well as the soya chunks. Doesn't that look beautiful? So both my pots are on. I'm gonna do the chana and aloo in this pot. I'm gonna do my soya chunks in this pot. So let's go in first with the chana and aloo. I'm gonna add some of my seasoning that I blended before. Cook out. And I made a mixture of curry powder for both the curries, guys. So I'm going to use half of this for the chana and aloo and half for the soya chunks. I'm adding in the curry to start cooking now also. And this other half is going to be for my soya chunks. The rawness of the curry for a little bit. Now let's go in with the water. This is going to help cook out that rawness of the curry. So after cooking out the curry, I'm going to add in next the chana and aloo. Start cooking. Alright, so I just added the chana and the aloo. It's gonna start cooking here, and then I'll add some water. I'm gonna add some salt, and this will take probably 20 minutes or so, 20-25 more minutes. Okay, I just added in the curry mix here to burn, so the soya chunks also. The potato is cooking over here. Cover this, let the curry rawness again cook out, and then I'm going to add in my soya chunks over here and the coconut milk. I just went in with the chunks. See how beautiful this looks. I'm going to cover this. After about 2 minutes, I'm going to add in the coconut milk and lower the flame and let this cook on a very low flame for about 15-20 minutes, and this should be ready. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add in now the coconut milk. See how beautiful that looks? This is a 16-ounce can of coconut milk I'm adding in. I'm going to cover and let this finish cooking now. About to start rolling out my dal puri. I got 13 dal puri here. I'm going to start rolling them out and stuff. I have my oil mixture ready there, and my towel is hotting right now. Alright. This is what you should be going for lunch. And here is my Diwali lunch / dinner for us. Our homemade dal puri, my soya chunks, curry chana and aloo, or chana and potato, and my tikka masala paneer. So happy Diwali again to the Hindu community and to all who's celebrating. Happy Diwali. So look who came out for lunch. And look. Okay, play a big man and eating pepper. I already knows how it's running.
Let me tell you.
Hey Lana, what are you having there?
Having some of that paneer. What's the chunks?
The chunks, the paneer,
So
nice.
nice.
How is it?
It was good. My second time
Well,
eating.
then it's really good then. All right, good.
For not being meat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I like meat.
So now you see what for 7 months when I usually don't eat meat from the beginning of January to July. You see,
This is amazing.
it's very good, right?
Mhm. This chunks is like a fry up kind of something.
Well, the chunks is curry dry. It's like when you do chicken, like the gizzard and
Right.
stuff, and then the tofu. That paneer is like tofu.
Very tasty. You
Now when you're
sure
gonna stop eating meat?
He'll show you some chicken or cockata.
I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a pot of callaloo mixed up with everything.
Oh, how you like me here?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Look, the boy getting down with your pepper.
I-
You well take my green pepper, the way I had to decorate my little food with.
I eating with Petrolini today, boy.
Oh God, you know it's running a big baby in mine. Try anything on the food.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So here's a little sneak peek of our sweets, our barfi, fat korma or gulab jamun as we call it in Trinidad, some korma, and our parasad. This was my mom's favorite holiday, and my sister Suzanne, she's having prayers also puja on the 10th. So, what Lakshmi's divine blessings upon you, Suzanne, and your family.
Happy Diwali and welcome back to Anna's Kitchen, where we are celebrating one of our mom's favorite holiday. On this auspicious day, I think she has some shout out to make. You want to come on in here? Hey, sorry, queen.
Sorry, Queen. So again, happy Diwali again to everyone who's celebrating, the Hindu community, and we have a few special greetings. So first of all, I would like to wish my cousin Nari a happy birthday. She's celebrating her birthday on the 13th of November. And to Auntie Shirley, who celebrated her birthday on the 11th. Happy birthday to both of you
Ready,
guys.
guys.
So again, guys, as you see this spread is here, this was my mom's favorite holiday. She loved Diwali. It doesn't matter where she'd be. She'd want to be home in her house to light her diyas and make all her sweets and whatever. So, you know, we're here together and in tribute to her and everybody else. Also, I actually grew up in a Hindu home, hence my mom is Hindu, was Hindu. And this is something that I always enjoy and love celebrating.
I was very honored to meet this Diwali woman.
Yes.
I shared a couple of weeks with her in Trinidad, and I must say, I had a great time with her. I want to take this opportunity as these years lit here, let's all celebrate and cherish and love our parents. I've been hearing lately a lot about, you know, my mom. This house is full of her, she got lots of grandkids. But eventually as you get older, that's the only one thing you want and need is, you know, your kids and grandkids around you. So let's fill that gap and fill their hearts with love and laughter always.
That's all that they need also, our parents.
Yes, pretty much.
You know, again, as I have been redundant in a couple of my videos, they don't want much from us. You know, check up on them, say hello, pick up the phone. They took care of us practically all of our lives, so they don't ask for much. So, and Diwali is considered the darkest night of the year. I'm spending with my brightest light, with my mom here.
You have no idea how many times I've heard that darkest night of the year.
Well, that's what Diwali is. It's considered the darkest
Yeah,
night
but
of the
my
year.
friends would torment me and say they couldn't see me when it's so dark. That's why they brought the light. All joke. And you guys know who you are if you see this. So yes, happy Diwali once again to the Hindu community from our home.
Guys, thank you for joining us in this video here. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing us make all of the sweets and the delicious food. And if you haven't as yet, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next
video.
Alright guys, see you all soon.
Bye.